Lightyear is the newest film from Pixar's lineup of animated films, and this time around tells the story of Buzz Lightyear, a space ranger who gets his crew lost during a mission to try and find a new place to live, and everyone is now stuck on this desert planet, and they're trying to find their way out. And when Buzz thinks he's able to reach a certain level of speed to get out of this place, he unfortunately travels too far ahead of time and uncovers a dark future that had just happened and is trying to now fix his past mistakes. Now, that's me trying to discuss what could have been a very simple plot. And it is kind of a simple plot. And it's kind of easy to follow, but it's a little bit hard to describe without trying to be too spoilerish. So, I know the film has already been out for a while, but the reason why I'm keeping a little bit spoiler-free still is that not a lot of people saw it. In fact, this movie was a box office bomb. And after watching it on Disney Plus, I can see why. Now to start with my positives of the film, this movie is gorgeous. This is a beautifully animated film. The details, the backgrounds, the character movements and everything, it's all standard Disney Pixar stuff we all come to appreciate when it comes to their newer films. Their animation never disappoints. And I'm happy to say that Lightyear is a visually dazzling film that looks expensive. Now, there is one montage scene near the beginning of the film that may be a little bit controversial to some, but to me, it's for some reason the best part of the film. It's a no dialogue scene that's like a little montage, and I thought it worked pretty well overall. But other than that, I just found this story to be very bland. Its characters forgettable. Its story uninspiring. And villain laughable. I did not care for the character of Buzz Lightyear. His story arc is an arc that I've seen a million times before, but done better in other films. Just the standard ranger, that good guy that wants to make everything right and fix his mistake, but doesn't realize what he actually has in front of him until later in the film. It just never resonated with me, and the writing and character development was not substantial enough to make me feel anything for this character or what he's going through. The side characters were very much forgettable. They weren't like annoying, but I barely laughed with them. I barely remember their personality traits, especially the secondary main character who is next to Buzz Lightyear. I noticed that she had a thing with space and not being able to fly through space, but other than that, I never found her to be memorable because her personality and character just did not latch on to me. None of the characters. If I didn't care about any of the characters, why would I care about the story? Which is simple, but a simple story can still work if you had good characters to latch onto and a good conflict. Unfortunately, the conflict as well with Emperor Zurg was laughable. Now, I will spoil this part of the film because it's the only way for me to explain my problems. So, you might want to click away from the review if you don't want spoilers. So, here we go. So, Emperor Zurg is a evil version of Buzz Lightyear from the future. His whole timeline and everything and where he comes from is quite confusing. It only tells you about why he's doing the things he's doing, not exactly where he comes from. Like, you know where he comes from, but you don't know which time. I don't know. It's the writing felt like it was reaching way too much, and it wasn't able to reach as far as it could to make this entire villain plan work. And so it all felt flat for me. And just felt like a bunch of gibberish smart talk that I would immediately forget. And his introduction, uh, banter, and dialogue with the hero, and eventual twist in which he is the bad guy again, all happens within the span of what felt like 5 minutes. It felt like it was trying to be the villain from Up, but worse. I hated this villain. I hated his introduction. He never served a purpose until the last half of the film, in which he just becomes a standard bad guy and nothing memorable. And because the conflict never felt present enough for the heroes to go up against, I was left there not caring about the conflict and final confrontation between the heroes and the villain. Just overall, the story and pacing, just in general, and the writing too, never worked. It never was able to clearly make me care for any of the main characters, understand the villain's goals, and because of that, it made me not care about this conflict or the characters, the goals trying to fix this entire mistake that Buzz Lightyear made. And so, I'm left sitting in the movie just not caring one single bit about the story, just looking at my phone, waiting to when the hour and a half film is going to end. This is a short movie, and if it feels like I'm watching a 2 or 3 hour film, then that just tells you how boring it actually is. I was bored by Lightyear. This is a dull, flat film with good animation and a few chuckles here and there, and one moment where it did feel like Pixar. As a movie, as a whole, it did not work for me. I did not care about the characters, the story. The score was also very forgettable. The villain and his plan really blows. Just in general, this is a bad film that I do not recommend. Despite a few good moments, I'm going to give Lightyear a D+. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.